Hari Bol. Everybody. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava Radhe, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol. Sri Sri Radha Madhav ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Padit Path Guru Maharaj ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Taigaur Parmananda. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayesu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namo Pankaja Nabhaya Namo Pankaja Maline Namo Pankaja Netraya Namaste Pankajangriye Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangulangayate Giri Yatkripa Tamam Vande Sri Gurum Dinatarinam Parmananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Iswaram. Hari Om Tat Sat. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, welcome you all to this morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. So today's verse is from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 13th chapter, 29th verse. I'll repeat once again. Today's sloka is first canto, 13th chapter, 29th verse. So the chapter name is Dhritarashtra Quits Home. హరే కృష్ణ. భాగవతంలో 1వ స్కందంలో 13వ అధ్యాయంలో 29వ శ్లోకం ఈరోజు శ్లోకం. Hare Krishna, there is a Telugu translation by Venkatatna Prabhu. So whoever not understand English, so they can approach Venkatatna Prabhu. So Prabhu will translate in Telugu. ఎవరికైతే ఇంగ్లీష్ అర్థం కాదో సో వాళ్ళు వెంకటరత్న ప్రభు దగ్గరికి వెళ్తే ప్రభు తెలుగులో ట్రాన్స్లేట్ చేస్తారు. సో మీరు దాన్ని అడ్వాంటేజ్ తీసుకోవచ్చు. సో ఫస్ట్ క్యాంటో 13th chapter 29th verse, Dhritarashtra quits home. एवं राजा विदुरेण अनुजेन प्राज्ञा चक्षु बोधितः अजामिदः चित्वा स्वेषु स्नेहपाशान् द्रदीम्नः निश्चक्रमा भ्रातुर संदर्शिता अध्वा एवं राजा विदुरेणानुजेन एवं राजा विदुरेण अनुजेन प्राज्ञाचक्षुर्बोधिता अजामिदा प्राज्ञाचक्षुर्बोधिता अजामिदा चित्वा स्वेषु स्नेहपाशान् चित्वा स्वेषु स्नेहपाशान् द्रदिम्नो निश्चक्रमा भ्रातुर्सन्दर्शिताध्वा द्रदीम्नो निश्चक्रमा भ्रातुर्सन्दर्शिताध्वा एवं राजा विदुरेणानुजेन एवं राजा विदुरेण अनुजेन प्राज्ञाचक्षुर्बोधिता अजामिदा प्राज्ञाचक्षुर्बोधिता अजामिदा चित्वा स्वेषु स्नेहपाशान् चित्वा स्वेषु स्नेहपाशान् द्रदिम्नो निश्चक्रमा भ्रातुर्सन्दर्शिताध्वा द्रदिम्नो निश्चक्रमा भ्रातुर्सन्दर्शिताध्वा प्रभु जी.
एवं राजा विदुरेण अनुजेन
एवं राजा विदुरेण अनुजेन प्राज्ञाचक्षुर्बोधिता अजामिदा चित्वा सेषु स्नेहपाशान् द्रादिम्नो निश्चक्रमा भ्रातुर्सन्दर्शिताध्वा एवं राजा विदुरेणानुजेन प्राज्ञाचक्षुर्बोधिता अजामिदा चित्वा स्वेषु स्नेहपाशान् द्रदिम्नो निश्चक्रमा भ्रातुर्सन्दर्शिताध्वा. माताजी. एवं राजा विदुरेण अनुजेन एवं राजा विदुरेणानुजेन प्रज्ञाचक्षुर्बोधिता अजामिदा चित्वा स्वेषु स्नेहपाशान् Dadimno nischakrama brata sandasitadva. Word to word translation. Evam, thus, Raja, King Dhritarashtra, Vidurena Anujena, by his younger brother Vidura, Prajna, introspective knowledge, Chakshuhu, eyes, Bodhitaha, being understood, Ajamidha, Dhritarashtra, scion of the family of Ajamidha, Chitva, by breaking, Sweshu, regarding kinsmen, Sneha Pasan, strong network of affection, Dradimnaha, because of steadfastness, Nischakrama, got out, Bratur, by his brother, Sandarsita, direction to, Adva, the path of liberation. Translation and purport by Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Thus, Maharaja Dhritarashtra, the scion of the family of Ajamidha, firmly convinced by the introspective knowledge, Prajna, broke at once the strong network of familial affection by his resolute determination. Thus, he immediately left home to set out on the path of liberation as directed by his younger brother Vidura. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the great preacher of the principles of Srimad Bhagavatam, has stressed the importance of association with sadhus, pure devotees of the Lord. He said that even by a moment's association with a pure devotee, one can achieve all perfection. We are not ashamed to admit that this fact was experienced in our practical life. Were we not favored by His Divine Grace, Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaja? By our first meeting for a few minutes only, it would have been impossible for us to accept this mighty task of describing Srimad Bhagavatam in English. Without seeing him at that opportune moment, we could have become a very great business magnate, but never would we have been able to walk the path of liberation and be engaged in the factual service of the Lord under instruction of His Divine Grace. And here is another practical example by the action of Vidura's association with Dhritarashtra. Maharaja Dhritarashtra was tightly bound in a network of material affinities related to politics, economy, and family attachment, and he did everything in his power to achieve so-called success in his planned projects. But he was frustrated from the beginning to the end, so far as his material activities were concerned. And yet, despite his life of failure, he achieved the greatest of all success in self-realization by the forceful instruction of a pure devotee of the Lord, who is the typical emblem of a sadhu. The scriptures enjoin, therefore, that one should associate with sadhus only, rejecting all other kinds of association, and by doing so, one will have ample opportunity to hear the sadhus who can cut to pieces the bonds of illusory affection in the material world. It is a fact that the material world is a great illusion because everything appears to be a tangible reality, but at the next moment evaporates like the dashing foam of the sea or a cloud in the sky. A cloud in the sky undoubtedly appears to be reality because it rains. And due to rain, so many temporary green things appear. But in the ultimate issue, everything disappears, namely the cloud, rain, and green vegetation, all in due course. But the sky remains, and the varieties of sky or luminaries also remain forever. Similarly, the absolute truth, which is compared to the sky, remains eternally, and the temporary cloud-like illusion comes and goes away. Foolish living beings are attached by the temporary cloud, but intelligent men are more concerned with the eternal sky, with all its varieties. Om Agnana Timirandasya Gnananjana Salakaya Chakshuram Militam Vena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Lalitam Raghunadan Vidam Samsa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneswari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhye Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Srila Prabhupada ki Padma. Hare Krishna, I once again welcome you all to this morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. I'm very happy to see all of you so in this Bhagavatam class, and we also welcome new devotees who have come today for Srimad Bhagavatam class, and I beg your prayers and blessings in speaking about this wonderful literature Srimad Bhagavatam. So requesting you all your prayers and blessings. Hare Krishna. So today's class is from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 13th chapter, 29th verse. So the translation goes like this. Thus Maharaja Dhritarashtra, the scion of the family of Ajamida, firmly convinced by introspective knowledge, prajna, broke at once the strong network of familial affection by his resolute determination. Thus he immediately left home to set out on the path of liberation as directed by his younger brother Vidura. So, what is the chapter name? Can anybody remember? So, Dhritarashtra quits home. So, from this sloka, Dhritarashtra starts to quit from home. So, now after hearing so many instructions from his brother Vidura, so now he started. Now he realized that I am really fallen, and at last if I am not listening to his words, so then I could not achieve the goal of life. So after understanding so many instructions from the great devotee of the Lord, Mahatma Vidura, so at last Dhritarashtra, he was willing to quit the home, so that it is a great opportunity so to realize, to self-realize, and also to know about Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is the right time. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada was explaining, so association of pure devotees is very, very important. So especially Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came to this world so to explain the principles of Srimad Bhagavatam. So while explaining the principles of Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was especially stressing on the association of a pure devotee. So the association of a pure devotee will bring miracles in the lives of ordinary human beings. So there are so many instances in Srimad Bhagavatam and great literatures like Chaitanya Charitamrita and Mahapuranas. So there is a mention of how an ordinary human being, by the association of a pure devotee, so he got realization of the Supreme Lord, and at last so they will go back to Godhead, that is Vaikuntha or Goloka Vrindavana. So such examples were very inspiring, and it will enlighten us so that we will inspire from our day-to-day activities by seeing their activities, and at last we can achieve our ultimate goal, that is Hare Krishna, Sri Sisi Gaur Mithai Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Here in this purport, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning that without the association of his spiritual master, who is a great soul. So who is the spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada? So how Srila Prabhupada met Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur? He really wanted to have the association of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Who forced him to meet Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur? Who forced him? So Prabhupada's friend. Does anybody remember his name? Hare Krishna. So his name is Naren. So Prabhupada used to call him Naren. See, Srila Prabhupada, he is from a Vaishnava family. His father, Gaur Mohan De, he brought up Srila Prabhupada in a nice way so that he always could remember Srimati Radharani. And his desire was, Gaur Mohan De desire was, he always want to make his son Srila Prabhupada as the devotee of Srimati Radharani, and his one more desire was, my son should preach Srimad Bhagavatam all over the world. This was the desire of his father Gaur Mohan De. What is the name of Srila Prabhupada actually? Abhay Charan De. So he is the son of Gaur Mohan De. So that is the actually desire of Gaur Mohan De. So for that reason he always wanted to give good instruction to his son Abhay Charan by bringing so many sadhus to his home. So when those sadhus are coming, so they will be having like, they will be wearing this saffron cloth, so they will be having beard, and as soon as they will come to house, Gaur Mohan De used to serve the sadhus and he used to feed them nicely. After that he used to take some instruction from those sadhus. So but Srila Prabhupada was not so much convinced by their instruction or their by classes, because as soon as these sadhus, these so-called sadhus, after giving the classes, they will go out of the house and they will take ganja, or they will be practicing illicit activities. So after seeing these so-called sadhus or dummy sadhus, so Prabhupada was disgusted. So he thought like sadhus are like, they will be externally, they will be wearing saffron cloths and they will be having some kamandalu, and their appearance will be so godly, but in reality their activities are different. So that so Srila Prabhupada, he lost interest on sadhus and their instructions. So but one day his friend Naren, so he asked Srila Prabhupada that to come to the association of a great sadhu, but Srila Prabhupada was not that much interested because he had seen so many false sadhus. That is why he was not interested. But that day, so in the life of Srila Prabhupada, there is a remarkable change. If Naren was not entered in his life, so Srila Prabhupada might have not become the universal guru. So, but somehow by the arrangement of Lord, Srila Prabhupada, so he was forced by Naren, so to visit or to meet His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. So after visiting Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, in his mind he was convinced he is not like a normal sadhu. So earlier he has seen so many sadhus, but they are all like dummy sadhus. But after seeing Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Prabhupada, so he was so much convinced, and whatever he was saying, it was convincing to Srila Prabhupada, because all those words emanating from the scriptures, whatever there in scriptures, that was explained by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So he was called like Shastra Chakshu. And as soon as Prabhupada was coming in that way, so Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was pointing out, you educated students, so why don't you preach so the cult of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all over the world? So he was pointing out Srila Prabhupada as soon as he entered, and he was giving the instruction. So as soon as Srila Prabhupada heard that instruction, so he was so much convinced that normally I was seeing so many sadhus, they will say some bogus theory, and after that so they wanted some dakshina, and after that they used to leave. But this person is not an ordinary person. So and his mission was different, completely different. He is speaking about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Naturally in Calcutta, especially in West Bengal, people are all habituated to read Chaitanya Charitamrita, and by birth they know about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As we, especially in Karnataka and Andhra, we are very much familiar to Govinda, Venkateswara. So in the same way, in West Bengal, they are very much familiar to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As soon as he heard from the lotus mouth of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he was very happy that at last, after so many years, I could see one pure Vaishnava, one pure devotee of the Lord. And after having a little discussion from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, so Srila Prabhupada, he was convinced, and by his blessings, so he could spread the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all over the world. So see, by the instruction of a sadhu, a pure devotee of the Lord, so Srila Prabhupada, one more pure devotee of the Lord, so he took the instruction as his life and soul, and with that instruction, the whole world has changed. Is it right or not? Is it right or not? After Srila Prabhupada took the instruction to his life and soul, whether the world has changed or not? Changed. So this is the miracle done in the world when a pure sadhu or a pure devotee instruct. And if the same instruction will be taken by a pure devotee, if taken by another pure devotee, that will bring miracles in the world. So that's what Prabhupada has done. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writing his own history, his own life history. So and he was very happy, and he was not at all feeling the same that he was instructed by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and by his instruction he was uplifted. So the same instant, another same instant, Prabhupada is narrating here. So Vidura, the great devotee of the Lord, is a Mahajana. So the whole chapter is mainly mentioning that how he could realize Dhritarashtra, King Dhritarashtra, that he should not attach to this throne, but he should get out from this familial affection and realize about Adato Brahma Jignasa. So now I have to inquire about self-realization. So we all know that throughout this chapter, so Vidura, we know that Vidura actually before Kurukshetra war, by the harsh words of Duryodhana, he went out of the kingdom. So and after the Kurukshetra war, again Vidura came to this kingdom. Does really Vidura wanted to enjoy the opulences of a kingdom? Does really Vidura wanted to enjoy opulences of kingdom? No, then why he came back? So he wanted to deliver his brother. So how fortunate does really Dhritarashtra is? Does we have any brothers like that? So if we have such brothers, really we are fortunate. Why? Because nowadays, especially in Kali Yuga, so we have seen so many histories also, especially in the Mughal emperors itself. So Aurangzeb, so he killed many of his brothers and he wanted to become the emperor of the world. But contrary to this, how Vidura, so a pure devotee of the Lord, and he has so much faith on Supreme Lord, and he was very much kind to his brother. He knows all the sinful activities of Dhritarashtra, even though he know that, but he wanted to liberate his brother Dhritarashtra, because a pure devotee naturally loves all the living entities, and he always wants to liberate these fallen conditioned souls. And moreover, Dhritarashtra is his own brother, so he wanted to liberate him. Actually, the main mission of Vidura coming to this material world was to liberate Dhritarashtra. And actually, when who is Vidura actually? Whose incarnation is Vidura? Right, Yamadharmaraj. So Yamadharmaraj's duty, what is the duty of Yamadharmaraj? To punish the sinful persons. But after doing this work, daily he got bored. So he got bored, daily he was seeing sinful persons, and his duty was punishing them. So generally a Vaishnava is a Paradukha Dukhi. A Vaishnava is a Paradukha Dukhi. He doesn't want to see the miseries of a conditioned soul, and he always want to uplift such conditioned souls. But Yamadharmaraja is a pure Vaishnava, so he is a Paradukha Dukhi. Then how he can always could see a sinful persons are suffering, conditioned souls are suffering. He could not tolerate this actually, and he got boredom of it. So for that reason he was thinking in his mind, so when I will get the chance to glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so that my heart become peaceful and I can enjoy the glories of Supreme Personality of Lord. So in that way he was thinking in his mind. So after that you all know that, so by the incident of Mandakamuni story, so Yavadharmaraja was cursed and he took birth in the material world as Dasiputra. So he is the son of Vyasadeva and he born in the kingdom of Ajamita as the younger brother of Dhritarashtra. So Vidura, he was a very good person, and he knows Pandavas are very like dharmic persons. Whenever they were put into anxiety or whenever they were put into difficulty, Vidura used to help them with so many advices. So whenever there are dangers for Pandavas, Vidura he himself goes to Yudhishthira Maharaj or other Pandavas and he used to advise them how to get out from the difficulties, or how you can escape from these difficulties. So here Dhritarashtra, so he wanted to enjoy the total kingdom and he was so much attached to that country or that particular state. That is why his name is called Dhritarashtra. So what is the meaning of Dhritarashtra? Dhritarashtra. So he was firmly attached to Rashtra. Rashtra means country. That is why Dhruda. Dhritarashtra means Dhruda. Dhruda means firmly attached. Rashtra means country. That means he wanted to become the emperor of this whole world. So that is why he was called as Dhritarashtra. Strongly he has so much affection to become the king of this total world. So for that, what and all sinful activities he does, you all know. So using their sons like Dushta Chatushtaya and Kaurava, 100 Kauravas, especially Duryodhana, Dushashana, so Shekuni and Karna. So with the help of them, so he used to give so many difficulties to Pandavas. So can anybody name some of the difficulties put by Dhritarashtra to all the Pandavas? So they were cunningly sent to Laksha Gruha, and without any intimation, Dhritarashtra and their party, they wanted to burn lively these all Pandavas. So see, all Pandavas are their own brothers' children. So like that means they are his own children. They are like own children. So but what is his mind inside? So he wanted to kill all those Pandavas. So in different ways. One is like arson. So he wanted to burn them lively in this Laksha Gruha. And then we know that they have poisoned Bhima with so they have poisoned Bhima, so that if Bhima was killed, almost 50% of their energy will be lost, so that we can grab their kingdom like that. So Dhritarashtra and their party planned. Even they have grabbed their own property. So total kingdom, actually that kingdom was made into two. So one kingdom got the capital city Indraprastha, and another kingdom got Hastinapura. So they actually, Dhritarashtra made two parts of the kingdom. One part was given to Kauravas and another part was given to Pandavas. So Kauravas means Duryodhana and the party, and Pandavas means Yudhishthira and party. For Pandavas, he told them that you make Indraprastha as the capital city, so that you can rule nicely. And after that, Hastinapura was given to his sons Duryodhana and party. So they were ruling nicely. Especially Pandavas' ruling was very nice, and people were so much attracted to the reign of Yudhishthira Maharaj that they wanted to sacrifice anything for Yudhishthira Maharaj. So after seeing the reign of Yudhishthir Maharaj, Dhritarashtra and party, they got jealous of the ruling of Yudhishthir Maharaj, and they wanted, and moreover when they were getting so much prizes and they were so much attracted by the reign of Yudhishthir Maharaj, they thought these people will not interest on us if we somehow plan and if we kill all the Pandavas, so that these people will always be under us, so that we can become the emperor of the whole world. This is the plan of the Dhritarashtra and party. So in that way, Dhritarashtra had so many plans to kill the Pandavas. So, but we know that on the Pandava side, a great personality is there. Who is that personality? Krishna. So how much ever plans you had, but Krishna has another plan over that. So he is the big cheater among the cheaters. So Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, I am the big cheater among the cheaters. So Dhritarashtra wanted to cheat the pious people, pious Pandavas, but Krishna, so who is called as Bhakta Vatsala, he always has the protective nature and he always wants to protect his devotees. Whenever there is a ill activity of Dhritarashtra over Pandavas, Krishna was very much there to advise them, to protect them. Is it right or not? Does Krishna really protected Pandavas or not? No? Right? So whenever there is difficulties, Krishna was right besides them. But whenever there are no difficulties, Krishna was in Dwaraka. So that means, so Krishna is like very much affectionate towards his devotees. So, and in the purport, Srila Prabhupada also mentioning, so how the association of devotees brings so much fortune in the life of a conditioned soul. So we have seen there are so many instances in Srimad Bhagavatam. So what is the importance of association of devotees? So first story we can see like Mrugari. Does anybody see heard the story of Mrugari? So what he used to do, Mrugari? So he was mercilessly killing the animals, that too half killing. So how unbearable it is. That pain is also unbearable for the animals. So after seeing these incidents, so Narada Muni wanted to bring a change in Mrugari life. So he comes to Mrugari and he advises Mrugari, why you are killing these animals as half killed? If you want to kill them, you kill them permanently. Why you are killing them half? So that if you kill permanently, so at least they will get next body. If you leave them half killing, so they will have so much pain. So after seeing that, Mrugari got a change in his heart. This person is looking like a sadhu, but why he is asking me to kill the animal completely? So then he could understand that Narada is not a normal personality. He is a great personality. So and he told, so Narada Muni told to Mrugari, see, you are killing these innocent animals. Do you know how much sin incurred to you? Does anybody of your family members will share this sin? Can you go and inquire any of your family members? So then that Mrugari went to his family and he inquired he went to his father and mother. Mother and father, I am earning my daily livelihood by killing the animals. Can you take my sin? Can you take at least half of my sin? He asked to his father and mother. Then their father and mother told, no, it is your responsibility to feed us. So, and we are not ready to share your sins. So then he was shocked. Again he went to his wife. Oh my dear wife, can you share my sinful reaction? So I am earning this livelihood, I am feeding you just by killing those animals. Will you share my sin? Then that wife also says, it is your duty to look after me. So, but I don't want to share your sinful actions. So then after going through their sons and so he got shocked. Then he will approach to Narada Muni that really now I came to know that I am doing very abominable job and nobody wanted to take my sins. They wanted my money, but they don't want to share my sinful actions. Now I understood. So the human form of life is very rare. So thank you Narada Muni. So by making these realizations to me. So from that day onwards, by the just association of Narada Muni, that Mrugari has become a great Vaishnava. The next time when Narada Muni comes to him, so he was hesitating to even step on a small ant. Why? Because this is because the association of Narada Muni. So saintly persons, what they will do? So they will cut the familial attachment and they will make us liberate. So here Narada Muni was a great example that he has made so many worldly persons into great devotees. Can anybody give some examples that Narada Muni has made so many devotees? Prahlad Maharaj, so Dhruva Maharaj, right? Prachetas, so Prachina Barhi, Shavala Swas, Hariya Swas. So these are all will come in Srimad Bhagavatam. So Narada Muni has done a wonderful job and he has taken most of the mission of the Lord into his hand and he has liberated so many conditioned souls. Even he has liberated Prachina Barhi, so who is the father of Prachetas. So unless until we have the association of the pure devotees of the Lord, so it is very difficult to come out of this material world. So that is why even Shankaracharya is advising us Satsangatve Nissangatvam, Nissangatve Nirmala Tattve Nishala Tattva Jivan Mukti. So Prabhu was quoting yesterday this particular verse. So by the association of Satsanga, so we'll automatically come out of this bad association. By coming to good association, so we'll become calm. After that, we'll become steady, and after that, in their association, so we'll get liberation. So who is Shankaracharya? Who is Shankaracharya? So this is Lord Shiva himself. So he is a great Vaishnava. Vaishnavana Yada Sambho. He has so much. He is so kind to living conditioned soul. That is why he always want to preach the glories of the Lord. Now also Lord Shiva, he is there in Vittala Loka. We have some 8 planets, some 7 planets in the below the earth. Atala, Vittala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala. So in Atala, Vittala, in the Vittala Loka, Mahadeva was there, and there he was preaching to whom? Can anybody guess? Pretas and Bhutas. See, we are fortunate that we could preach to at least human beings here. So of course, if some of them are not interested, at least we can see human beings here. But say Lord Shiva is preaching to whom? Bhutas and Pretas. If we hear their names itself, will be fear like anything, right? But Lord Shiva is very much kind to all the living entities, and he was preaching to Bhutas and Pretas. So in that way, by the association of the great Vaishnavas, these conditioned living entities, even Bhutas and Pretas, they also got liberated. And why not this? Even just by the association of the pure devotee of the Lord, so there are miracles will happen. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, they stated that Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Hoy, Lava Matrapu Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hoy. Just Lava Matrapu Sadhu Sangha. Lava means, what is the measurement of lava? What is the fraction, how much fraction it is there in the minute? 1/6 of the minute is called lava. Just by associating 1/6 of a part of a minute with a pure devotee of the Lord, our life will get changed. So when Srila Prabhupada was there in foreign, just by seeing him, when he was eating prasadam, when he is drinking water, or just by when he was doing pranam to deities, so just by seeing Prabhupada drinking, Prabhupada eating, and Prabhupada doing pranam to deities, so most of them became devotees. So, and in the last class, I think in some earlier classes, I have heard from a senior devotee. So Prabhupada was traveling in a ship. Opposite to Prabhupada, one more ship was coming. So in that ship, one captain was coming in that ship. So after seeing Srila Prabhupada, he just said, hi. So Srila Prabhupada also told, hi. So after some 10 years, so that person has become a devotee. See the miracles. So, and I'll just narrate one story. After that, I'll stop my class. So, we know, so once Narada Muni, he went to Mahavishnu and he asked, so, Narayana, so what will happen when one associate at least sometime with a pure devotee of the Lord? So then Narayana asked, so Narada Muni, just can you see a small insect just getting born from that in the tree like that? He asked to Narada Muni. So Narada Muni saw that instant and he immediately goes there. So he see that and he told to Narayana, yes, I could see one insect is just taking his birth. So then Narayana asked Narada Muni, you just go to that particular place where that insect is getting born. So Narada Muni, so he goes to that insect. As soon as Narada Muni goes to that insect, it immediately dies. So Narada Muni got bewildered. So as soon as I come here, so this insect got died. So then what happened? No, opposite to that tree, so there was one more big tree. So in that big tree, one egg just was hatched and a small bird was taking birth from that egg. So then Narada Muni goes to see that wonder. So that a small bird is taking birth. So as soon as he go there, that bird also, small bird also dies. So then he got again bewildered. So then after going from that tree, another place was there. Just that time, a small calf was taking birth from a cow. So this is also wonder. He wanted to see that little calf. It is very beautiful. So after going to that calf also got died. So Narada Muni was so confusing. Why as soon as I step here, all living entities are getting died. So at last what he was thought, so he wanted to again get back to Narayana. So meanwhile he crossed a hole. There a small child just now born and he was crying, kya, kya, kya. So as soon as Narada Muni saw that, he immediately goes to that hole. So then after seeing that child, he himself thought, if I again stay here, this child also will die and these parents will beat me. So he wanted to run from that place. But that child immediately calls, oh Narada Muni, oh great devotee of the Lord. That child is speaking now, just born, but he is speaking now. Oh great Narada Muni, what a great devotee are you. So because of your association, I was an insect some few minutes away, but because of your association, I lost insect body. Now I have taken bird's body, and after that, by again your association, I lost bird's body and I have taken calf body, and again your association, I lost that calf's body and I have got this great human form of life. What a great personality are you. So now, because of your association, by seeing you, so now I am going to Vaikuntha. So what a great devotee you are, and he is taking blessings from Narada Muni and he departed to Vaikuntha. So then Narada Muni comes to Narayana. So then Narayana asks Narada Muni, now you understood what is the greatness of associating with pure devotees, right? So because if we associate with pure devotees, we will get ultimate benefit, the absolute truth, that is Supreme Personality of Godhead ever existing. In the PowerPoint, Srila Prabhupada was mentioning that this material world is like temporary. So it is not long lasting. Like it is not like long lasting. How like clouds. So we are seeing clouds. Does clouds are permanent? Does clouds are permanent? Why? As soon as they rain, they will be disappeared. So when there are tides in the ocean, so we can see so much foam. So will that foam will be long lasting? No, it will be not long lasting. As soon as one more tide will come, that foam also will get disappear. Even when a cloud rains, because of that rains, so there will be greenery. So there will be greenery all over the land. Will it be permanent? It is not permanent. Why? Because when hot sun will come, they will be dried up and they will be vanishing. So, but what is permanent? Where clouds are, where we can see clouds? In the sky. Have you seen any time sky disappearing? Have you seen any time the stars disappearing? So they are permanent, but clouds are impermanent. In the same way, these familial attachments like our parents, our friends, relatives, all kith and kin, they are like passengers in the train. So in the train, we'll going from one destination to another destination. So meanwhile, we will be come across with so many people, but they will come with us up to last destiny. Will they come with us? But who will come? So Lord will come. So Krishna will come. So how like sky is permanent and the luminaries in the sky are permanent, in the same way Supreme Personality of Godhead is permanent and His variegatedness, that means His pure devotees are permanent, like Srila Prabhupada, Narada Muni, all the Guru Parampara, so and Vartamana Guru Parampara, they are very, very kind towards all the conditioned souls. Because of their mercy, somehow, so we are into Krishna consciousness, so we have to take blessings from such great personalities, and we should be continue to this into Krishna consciousness, and we have to serve Srila Prabhupada movement, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu movement. In that way, we can achieve perfection in our life and we'll go back to Godhead. Hare Krishna, thank you very much. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. So Hare Krishna, if you have any doubts, it's welcome. So if I could not explain, so Vedanta Prabhu is ready, so you will explain. So, and I begging pardon if I hurt anybody with my class. Hare Krishna. So, Prabhu, any mic is there? So that, okay.
You said, is there any brother like Vidura who converts Dhritarashtra mind and liberate him from this?
Yes.
We have so many God brothers here who help us to liberate.
It is really wonderful, Mataji. Really, what you said is correct. So here so many God brothers are there. So because of their assistance, we have the chance to get liberated. Thank you, Mataji. Thanks for saying that. So even though they are not born along with us, but they are God-gifted brothers. So because of their association, so there is a wonderful chance to get back to God.
Association of devotees, anybody can be liberated.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So many examples. So in
Treta
Yuga, Vibhishan, Ravana,
Yes, ma'am.
you are brother, right?
Yes.
But Vibhishan could not liberate Ravana.
Yes.
God Rama has to came to liberate him.
Yes, ma'am. So, yes, it is completed. Your question is completed. So, Mataji question is really wonderful. So, Mataji is telling, by the association of a pure devotee, living entities will get liberated. So, then why Ravana was not liberated in the association of Vibhishan? Why? Vibhishan is a pure devotee of Lord. Everybody knows it. So, even though Ravana has got the association of a pure devotee of the Lord, Vibhishana, why Ravana was not liberated? So, as per my knowledge is concerned, Mataji, and after that Vedanta Prabhu also will share his realization. So, actually this is the script written by Lord Rama. So that means Mahavishnu, he himself wrote that script. So, and Ravana has got one boon also. It is boon when four Kumaras, they came to Vaikuntha. These two brothers, Jaya and Vijaya, they obstructed, sir, they told not to enter Vaikuntapuri because now Mahavishnu is getting rest. So at that time these four Kumaras, they got very much angry and they immediately cursed these two, Jaya and Vijaya. So after that, immediately Lord wished to come out of that Sheshashena, and immediately he asked forgiveness from 4 Kumaras. So then, on the request of Mahavishnu, 4 Kumaras were ready to take back their curse. But Mahavishnu, with their kind permission, he gives 2 chances to these 2, Jaya and Vijaya. So what are those 2 chances? One chance is, in 7 births, you are like my friends, and after 7 births, you will come back to Vaikuntapuri. Or in 3 births, you will be like my enemies, and you will come back to me, you will come back to Vaikuntha after thoroughly killed by me. So this is the boon given to Jaya and Vijaya. So then these 2 devotees of the Lord, so, oh my dear Lord, how can we bear the separation from you? We cannot bear even 1 minute separation from you. How can we stay 7 years, 7 births away from you? So we don't want 7 births, even though we are like enemies, but we want to take birth as enemies, and we want to kill by you, and we want to come back to Vaikuntapuri. So by the benediction of the Lord, they will be born as enemies in this material world. So, and Lord has given the boon, you will be killed by myself only. So because of that reason, so actually this is the seva took by the Lord himself. So, and the pure devotees, they don't want to disturb the Supreme Lord, because he has some plans. So they wanted to help the Lord in the mission, but they don't want to disturb the mission of the Lord. That is why, so Ravana was supposed to kill by Rama. That is why if I try to liberate Ravana, so then mission of the Lord will go fade. So that is why, so Vibhishana has took this opportunity, and he came to association of Lord Rama, and he helped in another way in liberating the Ravana. He told the secret how Ravana can be killed. Rama tried to kill Ravana by shooting 10 arrows at his 10 heads, but Ravana was not dying. So then Vibhishana will help the mission of the Lord by telling the secret. So what is the secret? He told that, so his life is there in the stomach. So then Lord Rama, he shot the arrow towards the stomach of the Ravana. Then Ravana was dead. Understood, Mataji? So always pure devotees wanted to serve the Lord or serve the mission of the Lord. In that way, Vibhishana took the opportunity and advantage of this, and he helped Rama to kill Ravana, which was the mission of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Prabhu, you want to?
That means without God, if he doesn't want, then he cannot do it. Even if we were ready. So whatever he wants, he will do that. Without his
Pradeep Prabhu. Bye.
That what I understood is, whatever God wants, He will make that, He will do that. Maybe with the help of a devotee or something, but without His motion, without His permission, nothing can happen.
Yes, Mataji. Rakhe Krishna Mare Krishna Rakhe Ke. If Lord wants to kill somebody, nobody can stop. And if Lord wants to protect somebody, nobody can kill him. So,
That is the end of the story.
Hare Krishna.
Actual question was like association of devotees, right? Anybody, you can transform them or liberate from this
Material world.
material world. Right? But even Ravana could not be liberated with the
Association of
Vibhishana. Similarly, with the Prahlad association, his father could not be liberated. Like that. Many examples are there. But finally had to come. God had to come. That's what Prabhu is.
Actually, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, and Vibhishana. So there were 3 brothers. So Ravana and Kumbhakarna, they could not become devotees of the Lord. Hare Krishna. So even Dhritarashtra had the association of Hare Krishna. Even Dhritarashtra had the association of Vidura and Bhishma. They were also great devotees of the Lord. But their hearts could not get transformed because of great attachment. So when our hearts are filled with attachment, so then the hearts become steel filled. So the heart becomes hard and they become non-receptive for the mercy of the Lord. So similarly, Dhritarashtra's heart had become steel frame. So when he had a